What's up, YouTube? It's the Big Kahuna back again with another video. Now, about 7 months ago, I made a video with a couple of YouTubers. And I did this video for two reasons. Number one, I love doing stuff on Upload Studio. But the most important reason why I did it was to make fun of the whole fanboy thing. I mean, I know a lot of times y'all come to this channel and I get serious with the whole fanboys and, you know, the way they act. But sometimes I just like to have fun with it and try to make people laugh or whatever. Some people, you know, come here and give me the, you know, a positive response on, man, how'd you do that? That was incredible. And it's not that it's incredible. It's just that what I'm doing with what I got, you know, it's not I'm doing this stuff with a PC or app with the PC or Sony Vega or any of that. I'm doing all this stuff with Upload Studio and nothing but to connect. Everything that's in here has not been edited in no shape or form or fashion with a PC or anything to do with that. It's all coming straight off of the Xbox One and the Kinect, and that's it. So number two, the reason I did this is basically to show what you can do with the Xbox One, the Upload Studio and Kinect, and to show not only what you can do with it, but the fact that no matter where any of my friends happen to be, whether they're in a different time zone, a different state, or even a different country, I could still do a video with them in the actual video, like I said, without using any tools from the PC whatsoever. If anybody wants to know if they're still using their Kinect or their Upload Studio, if anybody would like to know how I did this, just hit me up. I will say this, and I did give them a shout out in a preview in that actual video. So when you go back and check out that video, you'll see that I gave Deuce the One a shout out, because he's the one that actually showed me how to get other people in my video without actually having to be in the same space as those people. Now all the other stuff I kind of learned on my own by watching people like Deuce the One make videos, as they call them, upload creators on Xbox Live, and I would just sit there and go, how the hell did they do that? And then eventually I say, you know what if I did this? And then I did it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that works. So once that happened, then I was inspired to start making, you know, content with a mixture of gameplay and live action. So without further ado, as you can see, I'm on the game DVR, and you can see some of the shots and scenes from the actual skit that we did that we never finished. But first of all, before we get into all that, I like to give a shout out to Norton Block Solo, aka Uncle Hate. He has a multitude of characters that are funny as hell, and he did a great job in here. And like I said, we both collaborated. There was things he put it in that he actually put in there, and he said, hey, well, we should do this. And I was like, oh man, that would be tight. And he would do it, and I was like, oh man, it turned out great, and so forth and so forth. And then shout out to Public Enemy #1, Next Gen 720. Now, he don't need my shout out. His channel is way bigger than mine. And that shows you how nice of a guy he is, because he took time out of, you know, his precious time to come down to my little old channel and jump in the video and help out. And he didn't have to do that. But I did write one crucial part for him, that some people who have gone to his channel would get the joke, and probably got the joke once they seen the video that we made, The Wrath of Uncle Hate Part 1. So he was really crucial to the role, or else I would have probably had to scrap that whole thing with the Nana joke and everything, which I'm glad I didn't have to. So that shows you He's a good guy. He came down. He could have just said, man, I ain't screwing around with your little ass channel, but he didn't do that. And last but not least, Hebot8. Another YouTuber. His part wasn't as big as the other two people, but due to time restraints and, you know, trying not to make the video so long, he didn't have as big of a role. But since Uncle Hate, aka Norton Black Solo, and I are collaborating now on the second video, I'm going to make sure or try to see if I can get him with a much bigger role than he had in the first one. Oh yeah, and for those who say, well, why don't you use a PC and why don't you use a green screen? I don't need all that stuff. I mean, granted, it would be great to have 1080p quality and, you know, all that other stuff, but I like the fact that I can use ingenuity to do some of the things I do with Upload Studio. So let's go through some of the stuff that's on the game DVR. So right here, this is one of the scenes, and this scene, Norton Black Solo actually came up with this scene himself. He even came up with the sound effect where, you know, the villain comes in and he goes dun dun dun, and, you know, all the other stuff with the farting and going back and forth with, you know, Uncle Weetard, because that's who he was talking to, was Uncle Weetard. And let's take a check, take a little look. So see, that guy's hilarious. He came up with that scene all by himself, and when he told me about it, I was like, yes, that's gonna work. So I loved it. Of course, this was the scene as it made it to the video, but this was the original scene. As you can see, he's much smaller in the corner right here, and what it was going to be, it was going to be him and then Uncle Weetard, or Nintendo Weetard, or Uncle Weetard, whatever, sitting right over here, and they was arguing back and forth. That's why he's pointing straight instead of pointing up like he was in the clip up there. But it wouldn't work out because, as you can see right here, the only way it would work out is he would actually have somebody else totally different standing there. That's why you have the foreground here, him in the midground, and then the background. If he was to tape it with him like this, then if he taped it over, he would be actually on the outside of this, and that wouldn't look right. However, I've come up with a solution to make two people, the same person, on this actual template at the same time look like they're in the ship. And so I actually made a video and sent it to Norton so he could see the you know, the results of that. So moving on. Of course, this was in the video. That's just the scene where he was flying through space, and it had the, you know, the music from the Klingons. And once again, he was arguing with Uncle Weetard. So here's a scene that never made it to the clip at all. This is like one of the hallways in the on the Enterprise, and this scene didn't make it either. And I wanted it to make it at the end of the actual video, but like I said, it was too much time on the video, so I had to cut some things, and that was one of the things that got cut. Actually, what it was, if you can see right here, I'm on the holodeck, and what it was is I was talking, at first it was Mr. T-Tech, and then it was Darian as King. And what it was at the end of the mission, I was tired, wanted to relax, so I went to the holodeck, and of course, Darian as King comes and say, hey Captain, I got a program I want to run for you. I think you're going to like it. And I'm like, oh man, thanks, that's great. Here it is. I was doing it with Mr. T-Tech. Mr. T-Tech couldn't show up, so that's when I said, okay, I'm going to do it with Darian as King. And he couldn't show up either. So, but what it was that when he plays the actual holo projection or whatever, I'm thinking it's going to be either a video game or some type of video paradise or something like that. And then it winds up being them playing, let's see. You can see a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff on here that didn't make it in that video. Here's one where I'm in the holodeck once again, and I'm analyzing the pony dust. And this scene actually was supposed to be with Cyclonus, but Cyclonus couldn't make it in the video either. And as you can see, the actual pony dust that I'm scanning, you can see my hand going around the pony dust, over top of it and under it. And this is actually just a loading screen on a game. And I said, you know what, I could use that. And that could be like the pony dust blown up in like almost like a 2D, 3D render. And I could sit there and scan it, and it worked out beautifully. Of course, since the scene never made it to the video, well, and let me see what else. So we have some other things in here. This is the part where Uncle Hate finds us and he starts to fire on our ship. And then this is one of the parts where our ship gets hit and you can see where the damage is registering and everything. So, but anyway, I just like to say I had fun making this video, and I can't wait to make part 2. And some of these things that's on here will probably never make it to the movie, because I'm about to delete all this stuff to make room for other stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to show y'all real quick, you know, how some of this stuff, I didn't really tell you how it's made, but anybody who's interested, who does the whole Upload Studio thing, they can just hit me up in the comment section and let me know, and I'll explain to you how I did it. But yeah, I had fun doing it, and shout out to those guys. And for all the people who were going to be in the video but couldn't make it, hopefully some of you guys will make it, and gals will make it in part 2. But as I always say, fanboys don't love their favorite system, they just hate yours. Peace.